My name is Nick Nyberg. I'm a freshman. I'm number 64. I play offensive line and defensive line.
My name's Asher Skull. I'm number 41. I'm an offensive lineman and defensive lineman. I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Kobe Schultz, freshman, 81, defensive end, and tight end.
Hello, I'm Connor Hansen. I'm number 22, freshman, and I play running back.
I'm Eli Miller. I'm a freshman. My number is 28, and I play running back and corner.
I'm Brayton Kriegel. I'm a freshman, number 20. I play running back and DB.
I'm Danny Heldman. I'm a freshman, I'm number 77, and I play O-line and D-line.
My name's Anthony Doucette. I'm a freshman, number 42. I play fullback and linebacker.
My name is Drew Barron. I'm a freshman and I play running back and corner.
Hi, my name is Parker Schaefer. I'm number 8. Freshman, I play tight end and D-end.
I'm Carter Gustafson. I'm a freshman, number 5, and I play running back and cornerback.
Isabel Conklin, freshman, manager.
Elena Kavanaugh, freshman, manager.
My name's Lee Beckridge. My number's 34. I'm a freshman at Pillager High School, and I play A-back and corner.
My name is Josh Freelove. I'm a freshman, number 75, and I play O-line and D-line.
My name's TJ Swanberg. I'm a freshman in high school. I'm number 1, and I play corner and running back.
My name is Michael Becker. I'm number 71. I play O-line and D-line, and I am a sophomore in high school. Let's go!
Jordan Fisher. I'm a sophomore in high school, number 80, and I play tight end and outside linebacker.
I'm Noah Reimer. I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm number 32. I play running back and inside linebacker.
My name is Brady Whita. Sophomore in high school. Play running back and corner and numbers 31.
My name is Jack Anderson. I'm a sophomore in high school, number 56, and I play O and D line.
My name is Zach McKeel. I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm number 66, and I play defensive and offensive line.
I'm Dominic Detweiler. My number is 65, and I'm a junior. I play offensive and defensive line.
My name's Jace Kimball. I'm number 85. I'm a junior in high school, and I play defensive back and tight end.
I'm Nicholas Winkleman, number 73. I'm a junior, and I play offensive and defensive line.
My name is Cordell Welker. I'm a junior, number 15. I play defensive back and running back.
My name is Evan Imgren, number 54. I'm a junior, and I play offensive and defensive line.
My name is Bryson Kriegel. I am number 30. I am a junior, and I play running back and linebacker.
Bryce Hutchison, junior, number 55. I play offensive tackle and defensive linebacker.
My name is Titan Skizik. I'm number 87. I play outside linebacker and tight end, and I'm a junior.
Hey, I'm Kyle Westman, number 82, junior. I play fullback and outside linebacker.
My name's Abe Posner, number 50. I'm a junior, and I play offensive guard and defensive nose.
I'm Alex Nichols. I'm number 40. I'm a junior. I play defensive end and fullback.
I'm Jacob Dixon, number 2. I'm a junior, and I play linebacker.
My name is Quentin Laveau. I'm number 25, a junior, and I'm a running back and a defensive back.
I'm Delaney Pikus, senior, and I'm the manager.
I'm Aiden Miller, senior, number 76, and I'm an offensive lineman.
Paul Freelove, senior, number 72, lineman.
I'm Ethan Coker, number 6, senior, and I'm a linebacker.
Jimmy Winkleman, senior, number 33, defensive back and running back.
Noah Meineke, senior, number 43, defensive back.
Hunter Jovic, number 9, linebacker and running back.
AJ Gracke, number 84, free safety and tight end.
Blake Clark, captain, quarterback and Husky.
Cole Hiltner, captain, number 24, tight end and defensive line.
Griffin Decker, senior, number 23, captain, running back and safety.
Coach Ben Horn, junior high football coach.
Coach Jake Peterson, assistant varsity coach.
Coach Rob Freelove, junior varsity, offensive line.
Coach Brown, defensive line coach, varsity.
Hi, Coach Randy Posner. I do youth football and assistant to the varsity.
Coach Brian Hutchison, defense assistant, linebackers.
Ken Chaneke, defensive coach, defensive line coach.
Jim Benson, director of football operations, master of coin, Pillager High School.
Hi, I'm Coach Chad Kuhl, assistant varsity coach, offensive line.
Coach Jacob Box, defensive coordinator for varsity.
Coach Paul Peterson, senior. Head coach, Pillager football family. Go Huskies. Welcome to the final Family Gathering 2020 award ceremony. Our football family had an outstanding year this year in this year of trials and tribulations with the pandemic happening, and we did a great job as a football family to get through it and have the best positive experience that we could. I'd like to recognize our coaching staff. At the junior high level, we had Chris Barrett and Ben Horn. At the youth level, we had Randy Posner and Chris Bowman. At the flag football level, we had Jack Benson and John Gordon. At the varsity level, we had Jim Benson, Jacob Box, Josh Brown, Rob Freelove, Brian Hutchison, Kent Janicki, Chad Kuhl, and Jake Peterson. And as a unit, we did a great job keeping a positive experience for these kids, and we are able to get in all of our football games and have a great time doing it, and do it the Husky way. I'd like to thank all the parents, all the fans for all the feeds, the positive support, the fan signs, the send-off. Our managers did a great job this year. Delaney Pikus, Anam Knabel, Isabel Conklin, and Aaliyah Kavanaugh. Our families, it was a different year, so our wives and our families were put through a lot of different things that we haven't been used to. So it was a long, stressful year, but it ended up being a good year. Thank you, Matt Moen, Athletic Director, Wade Mortensen, Principal, Jason Savage, Principal, Chad Boats, and Superintendent Malberg. Our food service did a great job creating meals for us for the road. They did a nice job. Katie Schaefer coordinating the treats. Todd and Phil with the field maintenance did a great job there. Our Pillager ambulance crew for being at our games. Pillager boosters for always supporting us. Coach Brown and Gander Mountain for getting us some warm gear when it was cold and it was much needed. And Zach Corellis for being the voice of the Huskies. I'd like to turn it over right now to Coach Posner to talk a little bit about the youth football season.
Okay, I had the joy of coaching 5th and 6th grade football. It was a difficult year. We didn't have any games because of the COVID, but we were able to practice most of the season, and we learned a lot about football. I'm happy to report we didn't have any significant injuries this year, and we had about 30 to 35 kids come out hoping for more, but with the COVID, I think a lot of folks decided that it wasn't a good thing to do. And anyhow, I'm happy that we had a great, successful season, and again, kids learned a lot about football. Something else I want to talk about in the program we started a few years ago, or Coach Peterson started a few years ago, was the Husky Honor Program. The Husky Honor Program, that recognizes kids that do it the Husky way. They do things right. They do it both in the classroom, out of the classroom, and on the football field. It's aimed at recognizing and rewarding Pillager football players in our junior high, youth, and flag football teams. They are doing things the Husky way, on the field and off the field, hardworking, respectful, and being great teammates and classmates. So for our youth football, the 5th and 6th grade, we had 3 kids that won that award. First one was Brody Gustafson, second one was Mason Kraus, and the third one was Heidi Landecker. And then for flag football, we had Merrick Gustafson, Joshua Hoagie, Cole Krause, Kenny Underwood. The flag football also had a great season. Again, we continue to have a wonderful turnout with the kids, especially with all the problems going on and all the uncertainties with the COVID. I can't wait for next year and watching these kids develop and move into the next level of football. And that's all I have. I think we're going to have, I don't know who we're going to have. You want to come back up? No, okay.
All right, I'm Coach Barrett, and I'm here to talk a little bit about the 7th and 8th grade junior high football program. First of all, as has already been said, it was kind of a crazy year. We had 4 games on the schedule, only ended up playing 3 of them. Our 8th grade went 1-2, and our 7th grade went 2-1. But on a positive note, you know, I can't stress enough how awesome the kids were, how great the attitudes were. First of all, we had about 30 kids come out, which was more than a lot of years that I've coached here, and I've been coaching for 21 years. So with regards to that, I can't stress enough how proud I am of the kids and how they conducted themselves, and never heard any complaining about lack of games or anything like that. They were just happy to be there. And when you look at success of a season, I guess that's what I would measure success for. Did our kids have fun? Did they enjoy themselves? Did they learn something? And I believe that our junior high program did all of that. So I can't thank those kids enough. So Coach Horn and I are very proud and honored to have coached them. Okay.
I'm Coach Horn. I want to just quickly talk about the Husky honor that we have in the junior high football. So we had Jack Nagel, Gabe Parrish, and Andrew Brown get our Husky Honor Award this year. And like was stated earlier with the junior high, or the flag football and youth, that it models a player who represents Husky pride, someone who represents the Husky football program well on the field, off the field. These three were awesome, but to echo what Coach Barrett said, the junior high football team just rolled with the punches this year. We had a game get canceled on us just a couple days before, and there was no complaints. They were happy to be out there, happy to be competing, happy to be a Husky. So we're going to move on to the next person.
That's me. Thank you very much. I'd like to talk a little bit about our leadership, of our player leadership of the team. About our captains. We had three pretty good ones this year. Blake Clark, Griffin Decker, and Cole Hiltner. They did a good job leading our team like it was a stressful, different year, and they had to pull together and make things positive for the kids, and they did a nice job leading our team. Another group is our Unity Council, our 2020 Unity Council. We weren't able to meet as many times as with restrictions on numbers of people to meet in gatherings. But they did do a lot of things throughout their careers. It's a leadership group where you are selected to be on it as a freshman sometimes, and then you're on it for 4 years, and we add additional members throughout their careers. So our Unity Council this year was Blake Clark, Griffin Decker, Hunter Jovic, AJ Gradke, Cole Hiltner, Quentin Laveau, Abe Posner, Kyle Westman, Jack Anderson, Zach McKeel, Wyatt Glass, and Danny Heldman. And they did a great job, and they're a fine group of leaders, and they led our football family throughout the 2020 season. And now Coach Benson will come talk about the Black Lion Award.
The Black Lion Award was established in 2001 to honor the memory of Major Don Hollader, former West Point All-American who died in combat in Vietnam in October 1967, and the men of the 28th Infantry Division, the Black Lions, who died with him that day. The Black Lion Award is intended to go to that football player on his team who, in the opinion of his coach, best exemplifies the character of Don Hollader: leadership, courage, devotion to duty, self-sacrifice, and above all, an unselfish concern for the team ahead of himself. The Pilger Huskies football family Black Lion Award winner for the 2020 season is Blake Clark. Congratulations, Blake.
And now I'd like to talk about the Day One Starters. We have a Day One Starter program that's an incentive program for athletes on our football team to push themselves and push each other and gain points to become a Day One Starter on the first day of practice. We were unable to do that this year. We also had Hungry Ironmen and Ironmen to incentives for the kids to get in the weight room and do the extra things, and that didn't happen this year. So instead we replaced it with the Four Horsemen Award, and that is in place of the Ironmen. And we had the Four Horsemen this year were Griffin Decker, Danny Heldman, Abe Posner, and Kyle Westman. And they did a good job in the out season, working hard, pushing each other, and getting better for our football family. And now I'd like to hand it off to Coach Cool, and he will talk about the Husky Award, the most inspirational Husky. Coach Cool.
Thank you, Coach Peterson. The Husky Award is a special one, obviously, for the team. We call ourselves the Husky football family, and we have a lot of very strong connections amongst the kids, coaches, and everybody else. And leadership's very important, and we had some great ones this year. So this was a tough award for us. But this year, the Husky Award for our most inspirational Husky goes to Cole Hiltner. So congratulations, Cole. And then it's you again.
Next, we'll talk about our freshmen. We had a nice freshman class. We have some big expectations for them. And our freshman group of the 2020 season is Lee Beckrich, Drew Barrett, Vinnie Burrows, Isabel Conklin, Peyton Coventry, Anthony Doucette, Josh Freelove, Wyatt Glass, Carter Gustafson, Connor Hansen, Caleb Hawkinson, Danny Heldman, Aaliyah Kavanaugh, Brayton Kriegel, Eli Miller, Nick Nyberg, Parker Schaefer, Asher Skull, Kobe Schultz, TJ Swanberg, and Caden Zach. They did a great job for us, and a lot of these young kids, they were scout players for us. They worked hard in practice. They had a nice JV season. They also got some playing time at the varsity level and made us better. But the most outstanding freshman award, last year's recipient was Zach McKeel. And this year's most outstanding freshman award goes to Eli Miller. Congratulations, Eli. Next up, Guts and Glory Award with Coach Brown.
The Guts and Glory Award. This is the award we like to give out to somebody that goes above and beyond for that week. Preseason, we had our weekly winners were Brayton Kriegel, Jack Anderson, and Jacob Dixon. And week 1, we had Quentin Laveau, Jimmy Winkleman. Week 2, we had Noah Meineke. Week 3, we had Jack Anderson. Week 4, A.J. Gracky. Week 5, Cordell Welker. Week 6, Blake Clark. And week 7, Jacob Dixon and Cole Hiltner. And the Guts and Glory Award winners for this year are Jack Anderson and Blake Clark.
Next up, we have the Hardest Working Husky Award, the Rock. Last year's recipient of the final Rock Award was Luke Waidula. We have weekly awards, and they're recognized weekly, and they also get a chance to be the alternate captain for that week and go out for the coin flip. Our weekly award winners for the Rock, the Outseason Rock, A.J. Gratke. Preseason, Griffin Decker. Week 1, Abe Posner. Week 2, Paul Freelove. Week 3 was Blake Clark, and he selected Kyle Westman. Week 4 was Hunter Jovic. Week 5 was Jacob Dixon, and week 6 was Cordell Welker, and week 7 was Cole Hiltner. And this year's Hardest Working Husky Award goes to Griffin Decker. Congratulations, Griff. Way to work hard. Good job. Now we'll move on to recognizing our sophomores. Our sophomore class is not a large one, but we have quality instead of quantity. And our sophomores are, for the 2020 season, are Jack Anderson, Michael Becker, Hunter Carlson, Jordan Fisher, Tyler Hines, Zach McKeel, Noah Reimer, and Brady Woida. I'd like to hand it off to Coach Cool, talk about JV and the JV Player of the Year. Thanks, Brady.
We had, like everything else, a fairly abbreviated JV season this year, but we still saw a lot of improvement amongst the young guys, and they really helped make the entire program work for all of us, and great things coming in the future. Last year's JV Player of the Year award went to Blake Clark. This year, our Player of the Game award winners, and we only had 4 games, but Game 1, Eli Miller and Danny Heldman. Game 2 was Noah Reimer. Game 3, Brayton Kriegel, and Game 4, Brayton Kriegel. And the JV Player of the Year is Brayton Kriegel. So congratulations, Brayton.
Everyone on the football team has a role, and each role is equally important. The scout team works hard week in and week out, making sure our varsity is well prepared. Not many people hear about a scout team, but they are extremely vital to a team's success. Our weekly scout award winners are Week 1, TJ Swanberg. Week 2, Brayton Kriegel and Noah Reimer. Week 3, Drew Barrett and Kobe Schultz. Week 4, Kobe Schultz and Kyle Westman. Week 5, Brayton Kriegel and Bryson Kriegel. Week 6, Wyatt Glass. Week 7, Anthony Doucette and Josh Freelev. And our Scout Player of the Year award winners are Brayton Kriegel and Noah Reimer. Congratulations.
Next, I'd like to recognize our juniors of the 2020 season. Our junior class was Caleb Britton, Dominic Davis, Jacob Dixon, Bryce Hutchison, Evan Emgrunt, Anam Knabel, Jace Kimball, Bryson Kriegel, Quentin Laveau, Alex Nichols, Abe Posner, Titan Skizik, Cordell Welker, Kyle Westman, and Nick Winkleman. They are going to do a great job next season and lead us into a good, normal season next year. Next, we'll hand it off to Coach Benson. He'll talk about the Most Improved Player Award.
All righty, the Most Improved Player, based on week-to-week progress throughout the season, starts in the summertime. Last year's week-to-week Most Improved Player was Cole Hiltner, who set the standard high for this year's as well. These individuals not only did it day after day, but did it during games too, and promoted themselves. This year's Most Improved Players, Jacob Dixon and Cordell Welker. Congratulations, you two. Well deserved. Next, we will talk about the Special Teams Player of the Year. Last year's awardee is now in his advanced individual training with the military, Judah Beard. So this year we'll recognize a new Special Team Player of the Year. We did a lot of different things this year. Special teams consists of things that we do at the gate, kickoff, kick return, punt, punt return. So all of those are enveloped in here and are focused at when the athletes choose these. The weekly award winners, week 1 was Eli Miller. Week 2 was Blake Clark. Week 4 was Jimmy Winkleman. Week 5 was Ethan Coker. Week 6 was Eli Miller again. And week 7 was Brayton Kriegel. So these people have to earn their way onto both the kickoff and the kick return, and we went with a lot more speed this year to try to do a multitude of different things. It worked out sometimes it didn't. Hence why we didn't have a weekly winner in week 3 this year. The Special Team Player of the Year award goes to Eli Miller. Congratulations, Eli.
Now we'll talk a little bit about offense. Each week we have an Offensive Player of the Week based on their performance in the game. Our Offensive Players of the Week preseason was Hunter Jovic and Blake Clark and Jimmy Winkleman and Quentin Laveau and Jimmy Winkleman. So we had quite a few during that little Husky Bowl series we ran. Week 1 was Hunter Jovic. Week 2 was Quentin Laveau. Week 3 was Hunter Jovic. Week 4 was Griffin Decker. Week 5 was Griffin Decker. Week 6 was Hunter Jovic, and week 7 was Hunter Jovic. Now I'm going to hand it off to Coach Cool with the Weld of the Week.
All right, we get to talk about my favorite group, the Rams, the offensive linemen. I'm very proud to work with a really strong bunch of guys, and really can't overstress the importance of the trenches, especially with the offense that we run. So really love these guys, and we put a lot of emphasis on what they do. We have an award every week called the Weld of the Week. We like to talk about how the block doesn't happen until after contact, and we call that welding, which means staying on your man and blocking until the whistle. Very important. We had weekly awards. They were in the preseason, Abe Posner. Week 1 was Quentin Laveau. Week 2, Aiden Miller. Week 3, Jacob Dixon and Hunter Jovic. Week 4, Cole Hiltner. Week 5, Abe Posner. Week 6, Hunter Carlson. And Week 7, Quentin Laveau. And you'll notice there are a lot of non-linemen in that group because the Weld is not necessarily exclusive to linemen. Everybody on our team is a blocker in what we do, and a lot of those downfield blocks result in really big plays for us. So running backs and receivers getting out there and blocking is great. Quarterbacks as well. That was our Weld of the Week awards. Now moving on to the Ram of the Week, and this is exclusively for our offensive linemen. Again, weekly award winners were in the preseason, Abe Posner. Week 1, Paul Freelove. Week 2, Aiden Miller. Week 3, we didn't have one. And you'll notice there are a couple of weeks where we don't have one, and the linemen wouldn't want one. When they know that the game was not what they wanted, they don't want an award just to get one. So no award week 3. Week 4, Abe Posner. Week 5, no Ram of the Week. Week 6, Abe Posner. Week 7, Abe Posner. You're going to hear that name a lot. Not only today, but next year as well, because we've got a lot of high hopes for this year's most valuable offensive lineman, and the award goes to Mr. Abe Posner. So congratulations, Abe. Last year's award winner was Jared Hutchison, who just finished up I'm sure a very unusual freshman year up at Concordia playing football. So Abe Posner, our most valuable offensive lineman. All right, Coach Benson, you're back up.
Next, I will introduce the most valuable offensive back. And again, when you run with these number of backs that we have, 5 or 6, hats off to this individual, as he's amongst a very proud group of young men. Last year's winner was Tucker Peterson. Like Coach Cool just said, very interesting fall that he would have had up here at Bemidji, trying to figure out what they're going to do and how everything's going and what they're going to do in the spring for Tucker. So this year, and hopefully he has more of a normal fall next year, playing football somewhere, most valuable offensive back is Griffin Decker. And I will be followed by Coach Box.
All right, the first thing we're going to go over is the Defensive Player of the Week. So each week we recognize a player who stood out defensively in practice and in the game doing their job and doing their job right. The preseason winners were Jacob Dixon, Bryson Kriegel, Ethan Coker, and Noah Meineke. Week 1, Cordell Welker. Week 2, Griffin Decker. Week 3, Hunter Jovic and Blake Clark. Week 4, Hunter Jovic. Week 5, Jacob Dixon and Hunter Jovic. Week 6, Jacob Dixon and Cole Hiltner. And Week 7, Blake Clark. The next thing we're going to go into is the most valuable defensive back. So when I started 3 years ago, I remember coming in and Coach P telling me, yep, here's going to be your 3 starting DBs. And I looked at them, and the average height was probably 5'5", 5'6", and I thought, all right, well, we're going to roll with these little guys and see what they can do. Over the last 3 years, this player has continuously improved, grown up, kind of taking that leadership role and helping the younger guys, teaching the younger guys, getting them where they need to be, getting them lined up correctly each week. And it saved me a massive headache each week knowing that I had this guy out here helping line everyone up in the right spots. Last year's winner was Judah Beard and Luke Waidula, and this year I'm proud to announce that Griffin Decker is the most valuable defensive back. I'll be turning it over to Coach Janicki for Tackle of the Week.
Thank you, Coach Box. We all know when it comes to defensive football that the big thing that could turn the tide of a game is making a big tackle, and we had a few of those big tackles this year. And this again is a weekly award. To begin with, Tackle Players of the Week. Week 1 was Cordell Welker. Week 2, Zach McKeel. Week 3, Jacob Dixon. Week 4, Griffin Decker. Week 5, Griffin Decker. Week 6, Jacob Dixon and Griffin Decker. And Week 7, Blake Clark.
Good evening. It is my honor to present the award for the most valuable linebacker. Last year's linebacker was Hunter Jovic, and this year the award goes to Hunter Jovic. And unfortunately, Hunter was unable to be here tonight, so I will be accepting the award for him on his behalf. Thank you. Congratulations, Hunter.
Hello. I will be introducing the Razorback winners, the weekly winners. And they are as follows. Preseason, Titan Skizik. Week 1, Cole Hiltner. Week 2, Zach McKeel. Week 3, Jack Anderson and Josh Tilbury. Week 4, Cole Hiltner. Week 5, Blake Clark. Week 6, Zach McKeel and Abe Posner. Week 7, Cole Hiltner and Abe Posner. Up next is Coach Janicki.
Most Valuable Defensive Lineman of the Year. This is a great award that goes out to a young man that I saw every day in practice work hard and work on his technique. From last year, he had maybe one move that he used all the time, where this year it took a lot of work by him to make himself a better defensive lineman. Many times he found himself undersized going against bigger offensive linemen, but he used his strength, his agility, and his speed to neutralize that offensive lineman. Last year's recipient of Defensive Lineman of the Year was Jack Benson. This year's Defensive Lineman of the Year is Mr. Cole Hiltner.
I get to announce the overall team MVP. Last year's overall team MVP was Tucker Peterson. And this dude, we've heard his name quite a bit this evening already. And it is well-deserved and well-earned. He's a good leader. He's good on offense, defense, special teams also. He's just a good all-around athlete, good kid. And he was kind of the face of our football family this past season. And our team MVP was Griffin Decker. Congratulations, Griff. Now, I'd like to recognize our Husky Bowl Series champions. When we started out our season, we weren't sure what it was going to look like, so we invented a 3-week Husky Bowl Championship Series. And that's where we divvy up our teams into maroon and gold, and we were able to play some razzle-dazzle games as well as some football, different types of games. It ended up being more razzle-dazzle. So we had 3 events. It ended up being a tie that was decided by rock, paper, scissors. And our Husky Bowl Championship Series winner this year was Team Maroon. Congratulations, Team Maroon. Bumping the fists. Now, there's other recognition that we had throughout the 2020 season. We honored Mrs. Ann Hutchison through the American Football Coaches Association. So it's the AFCA Extra Yard Teacher of the Year. We honored Mrs. Hutchison for all that she does for our students and our football team and our football players. Another recognition we had for the football family this year through Minnesota Football Hub. Griffin Decker was voted top defensive performer for our Crookston Week, and that was an event that was tallied through online voting. So our community and Pillager supporters got out there and voted for Griff, and he came out on top and was the top performer of the week. Also, Coach Jim Benson has been nominated for the 2020 Butch Nash Assistant Coach of the Year Award through our Minnesota Football Coaches Association. We also had the Brainerd Dispatch All-Area Team. The following players were recognized on that team: Blake Clark, Griffin Decker, Jacob Dixon, Hunter Jovic, Cole Hiltner, Quentin Laveau, Abe Posner, and Cordell Welker. We also had some recognition in the district and section areas. We are part of the Midwest Blue District. We had all academic team members. So these are players that have a GPA of 3.7 or higher, and they also have lettered. And our all academic team members are Griffin Decker, Paul Freelove, Hunter Jovic, Aiden Miller, Evan Emgrunt, Quentin Laveau, Abe Posner, and Noah Reimer. We did have some players recognized as all district blue players. Making the all district blue team for 2020 was Jacob Dixon, Griffin Decker, Hunter Jovic, and Abe Posner. Receiving honorable mention all district were Blake Clark, Cole Hiltner, and Cordell Welker. Also in our district, Hunter Jovic, who received the award the previous year, was named Linebacker of the Year for 2020. And for the 2020 District Defensive Back of the Year, Griffin Decker was named. All section, 6AA, we're honored to have some players selected there. Griffin Decker, Jacob Dixon, Hunter Jovic, Cole Hiltner, and Abe Posner were named all section. Honorable mention was Blake Clark and Cordell Welker. And this brings us to our seniors. And this crew of kids are, they were troopers. They made it through a hopefully unique season that will not happen again, with trials and tribulations, ups and downs, fears, unknown, worries, but they did the best they could, and they had a darn good season. And I'm really proud of these seniors. They're good people, and they've made our football family better. Our seniors: Blake Clark, Griffin Decker, Paul Freelove, Hunter Jovic, AJ Gratke, Cole Hiltner, Ethan Coker, Noah Meineke, Aiden Miller, Delaney Pikus, and Jimmy Winkleman. All of them are going to be important in the history of the Pillager football family because of who they are and what they've meant to our entire team. And we wish them the best of luck in the future. And normally we would have a final swarm, and we would have a passing of the football torch from one senior to the next senior class, and that'll be happening shortly. Well, a great tradition that started last year was a passing of the torch, or passing of the football, from the senior class to the incoming or next year's senior class, to the junior class. So tonight, representing our seniors is Griffin Decker, and representing our juniors to be seniors next year is Abe Posner. So pass the ball.
There you go. Let's go. Your team now, eh? Nope.
Okay, wrapping it up. The season was a season of up and downs, and it is the best we could make of it, and I'm very, very, very happy and proud and fortunate, feel really large amounts of gratitude that we were able to get through it and actually get to play 7 games. And our kids played their hearts out, and they did the best they possibly could. Now we look forward to next season, 2021. Hopefully more normalcy. We've already started having out-season contests, challenges. We've picked lifting teams. We have our juniors to be seniors leading the kids and understanding what it means to lead your football team, and are learning the tough lessons that way. So our day one starter for 2021 hopefully will be reinstituted, and we will have 11 players that are pushing each other and pushing themselves to make our football family better, and they will be recognized in August on that first day of practice. honestly, I'd have to say that this little virtual event is just plain weird. I do enjoy it when we get together to wrap up the season and get to eat good food, watch highlight tapes, get to see reactions, get to actually touch our players, hug our players, get a final swarm with our players, final family. Didn't get to do that this year. I do look forward to doing it next year. So class, football team of 2021, I want you to dream big, work hard, get better, because we have high expectations of you, high expectations of Pillager football, high expectations of our Pillager football family. Thank you very much. That's all I've got. Go Huskies.